Okay, so I have a question for you, Sync. I know you're a big fat tech, Gemfan T-motor, DJI pilot, big fan.
Big fan of DJI, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But what was your first quad?
Great question. I love this. I love thinking back to what we started with. And it does depend how long you've been doing it, right? I've been in the hobby for coming up to 4 years. It'll be 4 years this year. So 3.5 years.
3.5. Which
isn't a massive amount of time. There's definitely an era that I missed, like which was the sort of Naze 32, clean flight, these words that get thrown around, and I see people talking about them, and I never experienced that. My first quad was actually this one. I can show it you because I built it again because I thought it would be nice to have. So this is the first quad I ever built, or like a copy of it. And yeah, I was painting the side of the frame straight away. That was one of the first things I did. And this is an F4. I think it was a CL Racing F4 flight controller, which is already like, you could use that today on Betaflight 4.3 and have no problem. So it's still pretty up there.
It's pretty used, yeah.
These are T-motor. I started on T-motor, never changed. These are T-motor F40 Pro 2s, which they're on the Pro 4 now, but like still a great motor. This is still really good. 2400 kV, yeah. So low kV 4S. What did I have? A Runcam Eagle. Do you remember the Eagle camera?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was that little beauty. Because it was red. Like I didn't know any better back then. I just brought things that I wasn't aware
match
of
the color.
Yeah, man. And I think I actually had a different antenna than this. I had a Triumph because it was orange. And what ESCs? Yeah. Oh yeah, individual ESCs. Remember these? Yeah, these were cool.
I've never flown individual ESCs. Never.
Oh really?
No, I've always went to 4-in-1.
And although this does have a crossfire antenna on it, I believe it's actually an R9. Do you remember the FR Sky R9?
Oh yeah, I know.
I didn't start on the R9.
One.
I started on the XM Plus, the same as everyone else. But yeah, I went to that.
I had an R9. Oh no, that was bad.
It wasn't good. Yeah.
No. We can just say like it's an open, like a common, well-known joke.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was
bad. Yeah, man. And a TBS Unify. The HV one, I think. So pretty good gear for a first thing. But yeah, I basically went on a site in the UK, like a shop in the UK, and there was a dude, a pro pilot called Tom Smith, and he does bind and flies there. And I just wrote down all the parts that he used in it and then ordered the same things because I was like, well, I want to build it. I didn't want to buy it, but I don't know what's going to work together with what well. So I just copied the list from a known good pilot, you know? And I think a lot of people do that, right? That's why people put all their stuff in their YouTube videos, right? So other people can be like, oh, I can just fly that and that.
Well, yeah. It's always good to check what pro pilots are flying and
yeah. What about you? Like, what was your first setup? Do you not remember? Or?
I mean, my first one was a QAV 250.
The Luminaire.
Yeah. QAV 250 with a camera that was hot glued on. I bought it secondhand.
Oh, so you didn't even build it yourself, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, believe me, when I started on FPV, I had no idea about soldering at all.
Same.
I never soldered anything.
Yeah, same. But that's why I wanted to build it. I wanted to learn everything from scratch. Joshua Barber was on 24/7 pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I live in China, so the access to that information here was a little bit more complex because of the Google ban. It's very difficult to access.
Got you. So it's the Luminaire QAV 250 with a hot glued camera.
Hot glued camera. I think it was a Runcam camera.
Yeah.
it had one of the cheapest VTX that you can find in the market. The motors were, I don't remember well. I think they were T-motor.
Yeah, that's
T-motor. T-motor. Yeah, but it was not a fine T-motor.
Okay.
It was.
Was it
not?
Was it quite used? Shall we say?
Oh yeah, completely. It was a second-handed drone, so fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. I mean, the flight controller. It was a stack 4-in-1.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, and the good. I mean, it had Gemfin props at the beginning. Go Gemfin! But it was like a lucky coincidence at the time. Now that I think about it, yeah.
What was the cost of this monstrosity? How much did you pay? Do you remember?
On dollars.
Did you get ripped off, basically?
Oh, and it came with a Session 4. So.
Oh, okay.
It was.
That's cool that they threw in an action camera.
Okay, let me check. Let me check. It was 1,000 yuan, $157.
Oh, okay. With the action camera, that's probably like what, $50-$60. It's probably under 100.
No, it was yeah, but it was a Session 4, second-handed Session 4. I crashed it once and it broke.
Oh shit! Was it a big crash?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
I mean, not for the kind of crashing that I do now.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Man,
it was just like a little. And
did you feel like you got ripped off though?
I don't know.
Did you have a radio with it or anything, or did you just buy the drone?
I had a Fly Sky. I know a Fly Sky. Let me.
Fly Sky, yeah. The i6, the one that everyone had.
i6,
with the
Wizard. i6.
Yeah.
The Fly 6, the i6 from Fly Sky. And box goggles, like really cheap box goggles with the.
Were they Earsheen?
Yeah.
Were they Earsheen? Yeah. It's the classic sort of like budget starter pack, that isn't it? Baseline.
Yeah,
stuff.
because I mean I had no idea, so I just bought a kit.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was my bind and fly.
That's your bind and fly. Yeah. Yeah, I think I did it like a weird approach, to be honest. I don't think I'd recommend everyone go out and buy the sort of like the Lamborghini of 5-inch quads for their first thing. But it was just a sort of like, I didn't want to. I knew I was going to get into it. I've been on the sim for 50 hours before I did this, and I was just like, right, well, I'm not gonna not do this, so I'll buy the decent gear up front just because.
But the problem is that I never had any experience with simulators before.
Yeah.
Buying this, like.
Do you not think that's a good idea when you're starting out, or do you just?
Oh no, it's the best idea, but it's not how I started. Like I wish I knew. I had no idea that they existed.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look for them, right? You wouldn't know unless you searched for it, but I just searched on the off chance, yeah. And there was.
And again, if you search for them on the Chinese website, when everything is on Chinese, and you don't speak that much Chinese, it is a problem.
It's funny, though, because you say that being in China was quite a disadvantage in the beginning because you didn't have access to information. But now it's probably quite a good thing because you're so close to all the other FPV companies because they're all produced there.
Exactly, but now that I know the ins and outs on how to get like access Facebook and YouTube and any website on China.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was more difficult for me because I had no idea.
Are you allowed to say that on the internet, Mike? Are we going to have to cut that bit out? Or is the Chinese government going to come for you now?
Well, no. Let me lock the doors.
We're going to see a live spotting happen now, right in front of us.
No, it's okay. Like people think it's like you're not allowed to say. No, it's okay.
My first props were actually. Hang on. These are Gemfan wind dancers. Do you remember those? Yeah. Do you remember the old wind dancers?
Yeah.
They were great. But my first props were actually Dowell Cyclones because I think they were super popular back then, like 50-46. So quite a high pitch really. And do you know what it was? I remember because I bought a bunch. I bought like some HQ ones and some. I didn't know any of the brands. I didn't even know what the numbers meant, like the little 50, 40. Well, I was just like, so I just bought loads, and some of them were like 3-inch pitch, some of them were 3.5, and I went for these because I didn't have to be so high on the throttle for it to hover, and I thought that was better. I was just like, when you're just starting out, it's like, oh, it feels like it's not really responding until I'm really high on the throttle. And to me, I was like, it just sounds noisier and scarier. And I didn't want that when I would be like in a park or something. I didn't want to be scaring people. I didn't know that like throttle resolution was a good thing and control is nice to have. I just wanted it to go up when I pressed the up button. And so I was like, yeah, these are the best. These 5046s are the best. I had no idea.
Like that for some use cases, that's completely okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them, to be honest. But I just, the more tighter and tighter proximity I was trying to fly, the more I realized you want more control rather than top speed. So the pitch comes down and and then you get more comfortable again, and then you start bringing the pitch back up. So I went down to, the Johnny props were like 48, 38. I ran those for a long time, and you could fly super slowly with those, and it was really nice and smooth. And then when you start wanting a bit more speed, you go back up again, but because you're better, you can control it more. Yeah, it's like there's props for everyone, man, you know.
No, like again, this kind of gear, when you just need to find what fits, like what feels right.
Yeah, but it's hard to know when it's your first quad because you have nothing to compare it to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like,
sure.
I remember building it and thinking like, there's no way this is going to fly. Like I'd never soldered before in my life. I was putting this thing together over the course of like 6 days, I think it took me, because I would like do a bit and then I'd be like, right, I don't want to mess it up. I'll go and watch another 4 hours of Joshua Barbell videos. And the thing that freaked me out the most was like the motor wires. I didn't know what order to put them in. And I was worried that like, why is no one telling me like, which motor wire goes to which pad? Like, I don't know. Like,
which motor wire is one? Why don't you label this?
And I was like, because nowhere in the millions of like build videos I watched does anyone say it doesn't really matter which motor wire you put on which pad. Just like, and if they're spinning the one way, you just swap 2 round and it'll spin the other way. I mean, they probably do, but like I just never picked it up. And
but keep this in mind. The chances of you finding that piece of information on a random video are quite low.
Yeah, very low. I looked through a bunch. Yeah. But so that was one thing that tripped me up. But the rest, it was just like, because you never soldered before, it was probably a total mess. And it is amazing that it flew. But I was just blown away when you put the throttle up and it takes off for the first time, and you're just like, I've created flight in some way. It was just an amazing feeling. I couldn't really believe it.
I made it.
Yeah,
I built it.
Alive. It's so cool. Yeah, and then actually, this is a bit of a tangent, but I'm curious. Oh. Did you do anything kind of like dangerous when you started out? Did you cut yourself or anything? Did you do any of the whole like props on indoors, or did you break any of the sort of cardinal rules of FPV?
I did props on indoors, props on when I was setting beta flight. I had no idea, and I have to admit, that was bad.
Did you cut yourself?
That was
kind
of the rule. No.
Oh, nice. You got lucky then.
No. Like I still have all my fingers, and everything is okay. No, I'm kidding.
Is it possible for you to have more children still? You know, was there any accidents down there?